Good morning, Greg here, burning on both ends, burning on the front end of Saturday. It is July 7, 2018, 6:47 a.m. Pacific. And got my bubbly water, already had my keto coffee. And I checked bubblywater.com is taken. So I'm thinking about what's the next one. I want to get one of those URLs because it's like part of my brand. This is bubbly water. I'm not sure how I'm going to work it, but it's going to be that with lemons. So kind of an odd start this morning to today's post. But I was looking that up yesterday. I'm starting to think about sort of the infinite game with this post and where it's going to go. Right, just to remind you, I got 4 kind of pedestals to my channel here: business, engineering or technology, music, and food. And as you guys know, I'm obsessed with tech transfer. And that brings together the engineering and the business. Right, doing this I-Core program right now. So just to remind you, I-Core is this tech transfer training where we learn the lean startup model, Steve Blank's lean startup model, and it's all about customer discovery, the business model canvas, all these things. So it's an 8-week program sponsored by the DOE. Really proud of our federal government to adopt this program. It's a fantastic program, I have to say. Really pushing me in ways I never would have thought. I'm doing things that I'm growing my network, I'm meeting people, I'm thinking in ways that are just uncomfortable, which is like the whole point. And so we're prepping for week 6 right now. So tomorrow begins week 6, and I want to fill that customer discovery pipeline out. In my opinion, that can never be too full. So we're at 57 interviews. We got another technically 18 to do to check a box for the program. We're just going to keep rolling through them. We'll do as many as we can. I'm not going to stop at 75 whatsoever, but and then on the food side, I'm thinking about bubbly water and lemons. I'm obsessed with lemons right now. Matter of fact, I'm planning my next fermented lemon making party or something like that, right? So we have a lemon tree out back, Meyer Lemons, and it's amazing how many lemons this tree has. I look up at it and it's just phenomenal. And so last time I made fermented lemons, I think I picked 38 lemons in about 10 minutes, and then I think I made about 20 jars about this size or so of fermented lemons. Love the fermented lemons. And then one of my good buddies, Damien, recently introduced me. Now it's nothing to do with lemons, but this hot sauce recipe that I'm loving. I made it for dinner last couple times. My wife is loving it, and so what it has in it has. And this is random that I'm starting here, but this is how it feels this morning. I love food. It has some kind of spicy pepper. I've been using jalapenos, garlic, ginger. Nothing rocket sciencey there. He calls out for sesame oil as the main oil, but I didn't have any, so I used olive oil. And then what you do is, at least what I'm doing with it now. You could do it all raw. Now that's going to be super spicy because raw ginger is very spicy, and so what I'll do is I'll just very lightly saute that whole thing right there, just very lightly, because I don't want to burn anything. And then I'll put it in my hand blender. Love my hand blender. I blend almost everything. And what I'll add to it is some fresh Thai basil. Really gives it. Now, my friend Damien calls this like a Thai hot sauce, and so I was like, it was so random. My wife had bought Thai basil, which we never buy. I don't ever recall ever buying it myself. I've had it before. My wife bought it. No idea why. I don't think there was a specific recipe, but it was usually like that's why you have like a fresh herb, right? There's a specific recipe that we want to hit. But anyway, it was in the fridge. I threw it in there, and it just blows up. The flavor is so great. So blend that up, and it looks kind of like a light green color, but it's just such a great flavor. I'm so into this. I think I'm going to become obsessed with that. And what I'm thinking is, and a little bit of salt. And what I'm thinking is, the fermented lemons in there would probably take it up another notch. The fermented lemons have such a burst of amazing flavor. I'm blown away by how often I use it and how even like the same thing over and over again. I just love it. Like I'll put it in sauteed spinach. I'll saute some mushrooms, put it in there. Where else would I'm not really sure where else I'll put it, but I'm just starting. So I've burned through all my lemons so far, And because what you end up eating is you end up eating like the rind and the pulp, not the center part. The center part gets kind of nasty, actually. Oop! I hear the pitter patter of little feet. I think the kids are up. So I wouldn't be surprised if I get a visitor this morning. So we will get through the post. So anyway, so food and then music, and I've also this commitment that I'm making to this nonprofit widget is kicking up a lot of thoughts about other things that I want to commit to. I'm realizing I can only really commit to one thing. I don't want to go nuts here and spread myself too thin. Right? I do these beats. G Money, as you know, is my alter ego. I write these beats. I listen to them almost right now. I'm working on the new album. I listen to them every morning. Now, I haven't actually played anything recently. What I've been doing is I've just been obsessively listening to the songs. I'm writing lyrics to a couple of them. And also what happens is as I listen to them, and I've learned this on the first album, is over time and slowly I begin to like dissect the beat, because it's really like a song. If you listen to the track behind this, you'll hear that it's got parts, it's got solos, it's got different parts to it. It's more than just a beat, I would say. It's really a song. And I start to, over time, develop an idea of where the song should go and what is maybe missing. Because first I'll write the beat, and it'll have maybe like 6 to 8 parts to it, and it'll just be like one beat. And then what I'll do is then I'll start to break apart. I'll start removing parts and just listening to like one piece of it or 2 instruments of it, and see how different that feels. And then, right, so let's say it has 7 tracks to it, right? And then I'll say, okay, and typically what I'll do is the tracks come in an order, obviously. And so what I'll do is I'll take like the last 2 tracks I did, get rid of everything else, just listen to those 2, and then layer back on top of that with new stuff. And now that starts like the new part. It's a really cool process, and then I'll listen to it obsessively. I'm talking about like every day for like 6 months. And on my bike ride in the morning as well, I'll do it. I've realized that I haven't been biking because of this iCore program. I've been working at home a lot, just because of the type of work. So I started listening to them now in the morning, and I'm obsessed with these beats, and I love them. It's rather interesting. So let's move on. So I was talking about iCore week 6. We're starting week 6. Like this is kind of like the last 2 weeks, and then the 8th week is we're back in Colorado, and so that almost doesn't count as like a standard week there. So I got to fill the pipeline. We have presentations on Wednesday. I am going to Semicon West, which is this huge semiconductor conference here in San Francisco. And that's one of the really cool things about being in Albany, is that there's lots of stuff that comes through San Francisco, as you can probably imagine. So I'm like right next door. And I'm actually going on Wednesday. I think I'm going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, because my wife leaves town on Thursday, so I got to be there for the kids Thursday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, all-day event. I'll be doing lots of customer discovery interviews at this event. I also have to be part of this webinar, this 2-hour webinar. I have to present at the webinar from the event, so it's going to be, the iCore webinar, that is. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Very cool. I'm going to try to use my lavaliers and see if people will let me record them in like these little interviews, just so that way I'm not trying to write things down and remember stuff. We'll see how it goes. If people get freaked out by the lavaliers, I might just go with the phone back and forth, do that kind of thing. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's going to be really cool. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be talking to lots of people. But I'm going to be walking around with that shield of, hey, I'm in a training, DOE, talk to me. So we'll see how it goes. And then as far as today goes and this weekend, so we're going camping today. It's a Girl Scout thing for my older daughter. So this morning is all going to be about prep for the camping trip. We're going to leave around noon. We have a tent. We have all the pieces of the puzzle. And the challenge will be tonight's post, and I'll see how it goes. I mean, I can definitely record it. There's no doubt about that, because I'll have my phone and my tablet with me. But the question is, will I be able to upload it? I'll see if I have reception where I'm at. If not, maybe it's just a little 10-minute drive and I'll find reception. So we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, in the morning, the same thing. But once I solve it tonight, then I've solved it for tomorrow morning too. So, and even if I don't post, the fact that I'm making the video, that's the important thing. It's just this burning both ends, just constantly thinking about how to move forward in life. how to better myself, how to, do things for my family, do things for my wife, my kids. That's what all this is for. It's interesting. It's yes, some of it's for me, but a lot, but the main bulk of it, because actually this morning is a little task on my, where's my millionaire mind, and here I'll read it out. And so, right, so the purpose of money is this morning's task, and so list 5 to 10 specific and important things for which you want more money. And some of my things are buy a house, right? I'd love to get into a spot where my wife can work part-time. That'd be great. Education for my kids, for me, for my wife. We're always looking to learn more. I want to be able to visit my family around the world. Actually, I have family all over the world. And as a matter of fact, I'm not sure if it's today, but my cousin is getting married in Vienna, Austria, and we just didn't have the cash to go see him for the wedding. I want to be able to do stuff like that with no problem. And then another one is travel. I want to show my kids the world. I think that's so important because we're so kind of, if all they know is Albany, California, that's a real isolated place to be. And not isolated, but just it's very unique here. It's very nice. The weather's really great. The people are great. There's essentially no crime. So not that I want them to see crime, but I want them to experience other ways of living, to really to understand how good we have it. I think that's really important, and to appreciate what we have. Right, gratitude. I was talking about that last night. Gratitude is really important. So, all right. So that's my post. And I'm sticking to it, and loving my bubbly water. Let me get one more drink here. So this channel is all about my journey as an aspiring entrepreneur, things I'm doing, things I'm putting in place for success, the struggles I'm having, the challenges, how I'm questioning myself, questioning my, what I'm doing. The success journal is still killing it, I have to admit. And yeah. So if you like what you hear, subscribe down below. Ask questions, comment. I want to be of service. That's a big piece of what I'm doing right now, is being of service. And so ask me for help. Ask some questions. I'd love to support you however I could. And let's see, link down below, some motivational links. Check those out. Those really got me on track this year to be where I want to be here. And I'm right, so we're past the halfway point. And I have to say, the fact that I'm doing all this interesting stuff is opening up so many doors for me, and just so many opportunities. I know for a fact I wouldn't be where I am if I wasn't, doing this stuff. And sometimes it can be not confusing, but that uncertainty. It's I've been waking up every morning between 5 and 6, and it's because it's based on when I go to sleep. Last night I didn't go to bed till about 1 o'clock, so I got up at 6 this morning. I try to get between 5 and 6 hours, usually 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, something like that. And I've really been. It's tough sometimes. It's why are you getting up? What are you doing? Why are you posting these videos? What's the point of all this? So I'm in this head down mode because I know that this routine is what's critical. Creating this routine, creating this framework to welcome new opportunities, so that way I can execute. So I'm really excited about this nonprofit widget, because once iCore is done, I can just fold that right into my schedule and kind of replace iCore with that, and then come up with just a routine, and then head down, and then just burn on it. So what else I got down below? Some great music that I'm loving, and then the beat in the background. Like I said, G Money's my alter ego. Been writing these beats, been drumming for a few decades. So check it out. It's an Afrobeat inspired by fella Hoodie. And yeah, it's on SoundCloud. You can listen to it for free. Actually, my entire first album is there. So check it out if you like the drums. I love the drums. So I will leave it there. So y'all go out, have a great day. It's Saturday. Whatever you do on Saturdays, just crush it. Inspire folks, do great things. And I will see you tonight. Take care.